Hey everyone, thanks for joining us on another TechStrongTV episode here. Our guest for this one is Eylam Milner. Eylam is with a new company we're going to introduce you to called Argon. Eylam, welcome.
Hi, good to be here. Thanks.
Thank you. So Eylam, as I said, it's a new company. Why don't you give us, if you can, give us a little background on the company and maybe a little bit of your own background.
Yes, sure. Happy to. So my name is Eylam. I'm the co-founder and CTO of Argon, which is the new company. I'm an engineer myself. I've been leading R&D for the past 10 years. I got my training in the Air Force, here in the Israeli Air Force. And I co-founded Argon in 2020 together with my partner, Eylam. What Argon does is we help companies secure the way they release software to the world. So you can think of Argon as a layer of security and control for the CI/CD processes for modern companies.
Okay, so let's jump in on that, right? So it's CI/CD security, but people think of CI/CD as one thing, but it's not. Right, there's continuous integration, and then there's deployment, continuous deployment. Though we say CI/CD, and we start thinking of it, but there's stages along that CI/CD pipeline. Where exactly? How does Argon? Where does it play? How does it secure? Along this.
Yes, sure. So I'm sure you're familiar with the way that company release software has changed over time. So the past few years, we saw a drastic change. It used to be a sort of manual, very controlled, very timely process of installation of version updates. And this is no longer the case, right? So today it's a process that is almost fully automatic. It's very distributed, cloud services, public services, and this poses a challenge for companies. So basically, what Argon tries to do is kind of help you gain visibility, security, and maintain the integrity of your software, even while it is being delivered out to the world. The way we do it is we kind of tap into the existing environments of the companies we work with. The solution is completely agentless. We don't change a thing. And we immediately map out the state of the environment, so you gain a much needed visibility. On top of that, we add our security policies and DevOps best practices to help you kind of make a bulletproof delivery pipeline. And the final touch of the solution is the integrity part, which is actually a patent pending technology of Argon, which helps you as the creator of software know that your software integrity has been maintained even after you delivered it outside. And obviously, we see a lot of attacks kind of targeting this new surface that have emerged. The famous one would be SolarWinds.
Supply chain.
Yeah, supply chain attack, exactly. So this is definitely something that Argon kind of tackles head on.
Excellent. So, you're right. We're DevOps.com. We follow this area pretty closely, right? So, the biggest thing that's happened with CI/CD, of course, though, has been the rise of Kubernetes and the cloud native stack, right? It's kind of changed. So we see like GitOps, becoming very popular, and it's really kind of fundamentally changed. CI/CD changed the way, and DevOps changed the way we were doing software, integration and deployment. And now Kubernetes and stuff have changed the way we're doing it yet again. So, how does Kubernetes play into, and that whole cloud native stack and GitOps, how does that play into what Argon's doing?
Yeah, so that's a great point. How I see the space as it is now So we can look at a few kind of main components. So the first part would be development time. So this is when you actually write code as a developer. And you have a lot of technologies and solutions to help you write better code, more secure code. On the other side, you have the runtime, which is where Kubernetes resides and containers, and you have a lot of security solutions for that as well. Container security, Kubernetes security. And there's kind of a gap in between those two. So this is from the minute the developer has pushed his newly developed code to his Git source code management platform, and up until the time that is running on its Kubernetes cluster, there's a path, right? And it's composed of many moving pieces that are glued together using triggers and webhooks and are completely automated. And so this is what Argon's kind of try to bridge, right? The gap. So what we do is we tap into strategically located points along this path. So if you're using GitHub for source code management, then we tap into your GitHub. And if you're using Jenkins as a build service, and the Artifactory as the artifact manager. And together we kind of create the path that each application or each service kind of takes from being raw source code and up until the time it's bundled up as a running application. And we let you have visibility of this path and help maintain the integrity. And that's kind of where Argon comes to play there.
Excellent. Let's come out of the weeds a little bit. We'll talk about the funding. What can you tell us about the funding?
Yeah, great. So Eylam, my partner, we know each other from the military time. He was actually in 8200. He was leading cyber defense projects there, and we got together. It was I think about probably 8 months ago when we first started with the idea of Argon. We saw a lot of great VCs here in Israel, and we ended up closing our seed round, which was led by Hyperwave Venture. If you're familiar with them, and a few high-profile cybersecurity investors. So people like Shlomo Kramer here, she's the CEO of Kato Network, and Zohar Alon, and
I know Zohar as well too.
Yeah, great. So we're in good company.
Very good. And if you don't mind me asking, why'd you pick now to come out of stealth?
Yeah, so good
like
question.
was SolarWinds kind of have a play in that? Like now's a good time if you're doing, this kind of security?
Yeah, so actually an anecdote about that. When we first started the funding round, we talked a lot about the space and the problems in the space and the difficulties in securing it. And we tried to explain build time manipulation. And this was before SolarWinds incident kind of found its way to public knowledge. So a lot of the time it took some explaining. This is no longer the case. So we can very much clearly explain how attackers can leverage those new attack surface. And we now have the first version of the product. We have the team, and we're up and running. We are working with some great companies. So now it feels like the right time to emerge.
Sure. You know what? Someone once told me sometimes it's better to be lucky than smart, but it's good to be both. And certainly the SolarWinds thing was helped explain what it is you do and point out what the risk and the danger are. So for people who want to find out more and maybe check out Argon, do you have like a free or a trial or a free version or a trial or something like that?
Yes, we do. We have a newly launched website at Argon.io. You can go look it up, and you can definitely book a demo there. You can play around with our solution, and I encourage you to.
So, are you actually selling product right now, or is it still sort of in a beta kind of way, or what's the status?
Yeah, we have the first version of the product launch, and we're kind of partnering up with companies with the purpose of giving them value and making our product kind of better. That's the phase we're in now.
And that's where you are right now. Okay, and it's argon.io.
Yes.
Yeah? All right. And the products in general availability in GA, people can go check it out.
Yeah, not yet, but you can.
Oh, not GA. Okay.
Yeah, not GA yet, but you can go to the website and kind of get more information there.
Good. Eylam, thank you for coming on and telling us all about this new company. Mazel tov, best of luck. And we'll be following it to see where it goes, okay?
Great. Thanks. Looking forward to it.
All right. Eylam Milner, co-founder, CTO at Argon, argon.io. Go check them out. Always in the DevSecOps, CI/CD security space, it's always good to see new ideas, new technology. Thanks for being on TechStrongTV, Eylam.
Thanks for having me.
All right, this is Alan Schimmel, TechStrongTV. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with our next guest.